Have you ever felt stuck in the past? As if something was always pulling you back, keeping you from moving forward? Life is made up of choices. And each choice has the power to bring us closer to God, or to take us further away from Him. Today, I want to tell you the story of a man who made a choice that changed his life forever. Let me introduce you to Zacchaeus. Who was Zacchaeus? Zacchaeus was a rich man. He had influence, power, and strong connections with Roman authorities. But there was a problem: Zacchaeus was the chief tax collector. To his own people, he was a traitor, someone who became wealthy at the expense of others. When he collected taxes, he took extra money for himself, stealing from his own people. He had money, but no peace. He had status, but no salvation. He had a good job, but no stability within himself. How many people today live like this? With an outward appearance of success but an empty heart. How many people seem to have everything on social media, yet feel hollow inside? How many people lie awake at night, unable to find peace? Steve Jobs, for example, was a man who revolutionized the world of technology, but before he passed away, he admitted that money couldn't buy peace or health. Wealth is not enough to give life true meaning. Zacchaeus wanted to see Jesus, but something inside Zacchaeus longed for more. When he heard that Jesus was passing through, he didn't hesitate. Zacchaeus knew Jesus was coming, but he couldn't see him because he was short, and the crowd blocked his view. Wanting desperately to see Jesus, Zacchaeus ran ahead of the crowd and climbed a sycamore tree along the path Jesus was walking. When Jesus reached the tree, he looked up and called Zacchaeus by name, telling him to come down because he wanted to stay at his house. Joyfully, Zacchaeus climbed down quickly and welcomed Jesus into his home. At that moment, he did something unthinkable for a man of his position: he humbled himself before others. Many successful people have only found true happiness when they decided to seek God. And here, we learn a powerful lesson: disadvantages are not the end, they are opportunities to choose the right path. There is still time for you. Zacchaeus had an encounter that transformed his life. Jesus saw Zacchaeus. In the middle of that crowd, he looked at the man everyone despised and said, "Zacchaeus, come down quickly, because today I must stay at your house." At that moment, everything changed. Jesus did not look at Zacchaeus' past. He didn't see a traitor, a corrupt man, or someone beyond redemption. He saw a man ready to change. One encounter is enough to transform your life. Zacchaeus changed so drastically that he returned the money he had overcharged people. His transformation was so radical that those who once despised him could hardly recognize him. Award-winning actor Denzel Washington has always been a man of faith, but in several interviews, he shared that he went through times of doubt and distance from God. During a special moment in a church service, he felt that God was calling him to a greater purpose. Since then, he has used his platform to inspire others to walk with God. Chris Pratt, star of Guardians of the Galaxy and Jurassic World, also went through a great transformation when he found the Christian faith. He once shared that he lived without purpose until he was invited to a Bible study. From that moment on, his perspective on life completely changed. Today, he publicly shares his faith and encourages his followers to trust in God. What is stopping you from choosing the right path? Now, I ask you, what is stopping you from choosing the right path? The fear of what others will think, pride, shame from your past. If Zacchaeus had cared about others' judgment, he would have never seen Jesus up close. But he made a decision. And that decision broke every barrier. People who have overcome addictions and now live in peace, former criminals who found a new beginning with God. The key benefits of choosing God's path: freedom from the past. When we decide to follow the right path, we leave behind the weight of guilt. A greater purpose. God gives direction and meaning to our existence, true peace and joy. The world offers temporary pleasures, but God gives lasting peace, impact on others' lives, just as Zacchaeus changed. Our lives can be a testimony. Seek a change that brings peace. Zacchaeus didn't just welcome Jesus into his home, he decided to completely change his life. He said, "Lord, I will give half of my possessions to the poor. And if I have cheated anyone, I will pay them back 4 times as much." And Jesus declared, "Today salvation has come to this house." Grace that does not change me cannot save me. Today, God is calling you. He does not care about your past. He does not focus on your mistakes, that He looks at your heart and asks, will you stay stuck in the past, or will you come down from the tree and live the new life that God has for you? For the Son of Man came to seek and to save the lost. You can find this story in the book of Luke, chapter 19, verses 1 to 10.